Hi, I'm Bob Crawshaw and I'm the owner of Main Street Marketing, which is a niche content marketing agency here in the National Capital. I've been a communicator for roughly 20 years and I came from rather a diverse background. Before that I was a soldier in the Australian Army for quite a time, and before that, when I was at school, I was part-time in a nursery. So I've come from quite a different perspective. I have been attracted and in love and passionate about communications over the past 20 years for one reason, and that is because you deal with such a diversity of programs and campaigns and issues and causes and ideas. And the life of the marketer is never ever dull. The other challenge is you're constantly trying to convince someone somewhere in Australia that what you're saying is worthwhile and that they should pay attention to. The marketing industry and the communications profession, like other professions, has a set of values. For example, I'm a member of the Public Relations Society of America. They have a code of ethics. I'm a member of the International Association for Business Communicators. They have a code of ethics. Even though which is different, the code of ethics come down to some common and clear fundamentals. The first one is integrity and honesty. And this applies no matter what profession you are. If people depend on you and they can trust you, you will succeed. The moment you compromise that, you're dead, because after that people will find ways not to deal with you. So having that core integrity, that when you say you'll do something, you'll do it, that you don't avoid the hard issues, and that you look sometimes adverse situations straight in the face and get on with it, people will respect that. The other one is, in terms of honesty, as a communicator, my goodness, you've always got to tell the truth. And you've got to tell the truth not only because that's the right thing to do, but because in today's digital age, any misinformation, anything that's not true that you put out, someone will find out. And within a very short time, you and your cause will be exposed as not being honest, and after that, all bets are off. It'll just affect your reputation tremendously. Another common industry value is respect. You must respect all those who work around you, and you must respect a diversity of opinions. When the marketer and the communicator comes to a situation, no matter how experienced, how clever they are, they don't know everything. Respect the opinion from the man or woman on the shop floor right through to the top floor, because everyone can actually help you do your job. Respect people in terms of what they bring to the organisation, but above all, you need to respect people as individuals and show genuine interest in them as individuals. Let me give you a couple of examples. If you are dealing, say, with a journalist and they're after information, then you've got to respect the fact that they have a job to do and they're working to very tight deadlines. At the same time, you've got to respect the ethos and the operational processes of the client or the organisation or the agency that you work with, because they will want things done in a certain way. So it can be, if you're dealing with the media, for example, and you're dealing with your own organisation, it's balancing up to make sure that you're showing respect and giving due credence to both parties. One of the things about the communicator is they're expected not only to communicate outwards, but also to bring inwards different attitudes and opinions and pieces of data. So I would sum up by saying honesty, integrity and respect, aside from marketing, they're absolutely core principles, core values, no matter where you're heading. If I was starting out again in my communications career, as you may be, I'd focus on three things. One is presentation, the other is personal communication, and the other is personal development. Let's talk about presentation. If you want to be regarded as professional, you've got to look like a professional. You only get one chance to make a first impression. So make sure that when you get that chance, you absolutely nail it. Always dress professionally, act professionally, speak professionally. Once you're aware of your situation, your environment, then you may modify that, but right at the very start, make sure that you're 100% really looking good, speaking succinctly, speaking clearly, and just coming across as capable as you can. The next one is communications. If I could say one thing, please concentrate and become someone that can express themselves well in writing. Now, we live in the age of text, we live in the age of YouTube, we live in the age of lots of things. But at the end of the day, a marketer or other professions will always demand someone that can express themselves clearly, succinctly and well. So if you can, at this stage, learn to write, and more particularly, learn to edit effectively so that you can come across in the written word as you want to. Now, once you've done that, then you can start to add the element of creativity into your writing, and that's also a very important attribute. And the last thing I would do, or I would suggest, is wherever you are, no matter what your employment status is, always, as a communicator, always seek out opportunities. I don't really care if you're the most junior person in the agency or the PR firm. Always volunteer for more duties, so that what you do is you are showing people that you're willing to learn, but more importantly for yourself, you're also always extending the base of your skills. So never be afraid to say, can I help you with that? What's next? If you find yourself between jobs, and I've found myself between jobs over the years, over 20 years, and it's just part of the industry, you must keep your skills alive. And if you're having trouble, and on the other token of that, if you're having trouble entering a communications industry after you leave university, then volunteer. Volunteer to provide the skills that you learn here to another organisation. Now, most not-for-profits are just so under-resourced and they just can't afford someone of your skills to come and give them a hand. If you've got spare time, go and give them a hand and use those skills and apply those skills to help them tell the rest of the world about the great works that they do. Not only will this build your skills and keep your current ones alive, but it feels good because you're helping people in the community that actually make a difference. And the third one is, may I suggest that the moment you you join an association, like the Public Relations Industry Association here at the university has a student chapter. There are a number, within Australia, there's a number of professional communications associations. Go and learn, go join them, pay the money, it'll be worth the investment, so that what you can do is that you can progressively learn, you can mix with your peers, you can mix with people that might be able to mentor with you, and you're in the milieu, you're in the environment in which you're encouraged to grow and learn. That's irrespective of whether you first find a job or not. Go and do that so that you extend, because the wonderful thing about communications, indeed the challenging thing about communications, is that it is continually changing. Let me give you an example. When I first started out, I could look forward to a life full of brochures, media releases, events and things like that. Today I'm significantly challenged. I'm dealing with digital platforms, I'm dealing with instant communications, I'm dealing with communications at Twitter and Facebook speed. So things are changing. The things which I took as solid industry practices even 5 years ago, they've exploded. Social media and other media have exploded them out. So you need to continually develop, continually learn so that you're abreast. That's both a bit daunting, it's a bit challenging, but my goodness, it's awfully exciting as well.